Okay, is Celestial / Condition Pistol Daredevil broken or overpowered? First, we're going to look at the actual build itself. So, for our traits, we're going to be running Shadow Arts. It's kind of a necessity for this build. We're going to be running Shadow's Embrace as condition removal whenever you enter or exit stealth. Cloaked in Shadow to gain health whenever you blind a foe, and also to blind a foe whenever you gain stealth. You can also run Leeching Venoms here. These two are pretty interchangeable. And then Rending Shade. Use Steel Booms for enemies strike with stealth attacks, and also striking a boomless foe with a stealth attack inflicts fear. You can also use Shadow's Rejuvenation. I tend to find that I prefer Rending Shade though. You can also run Deadly Arts. I've seen some people running it with Acrobatics, but I prefer Deadly Arts for more damage. Run Deadly Ambition. You inflict poison when striking a foe with dual wield attack. You also gain increased condition damage by 120 points. I run Even the Odds. You can also run Panic Strike. And then I'll run Potent Poison, which is the only one that I recommend from there. Daredevil, you're going to be using Escapist Fortitude. You gain health and remove condition whenever you evade an attack. Pulmonary Impact. You can use either of these if you really want to. They don't really give you anything useful though. And then if you're dodge, you're going to need Bound. That's how you gain your stealth. For gear, remember I run Complete Celestial on armor. I use Runes of Aristocracy for might duration, condition damage, and also with the inflicting weakness, you gain might quite often. Pistol, obviously, I run Celestial on both. I use Sigil of Ruthlessness and Sigil of Celerity. Using a Trailblazer back piece, and then a mix of condition damage and Celestial for my other trinkets. For utility skills, for my heal, I use Channel Vigor just for the extra endurance gain. Shadow Step is a very large must-have. Smokescreen helps a lot with extra stealth and also helps with the projectile block. And then Deceptive skill Blinding Powder is for a stun break and also increased stealth. Dagger Storm helps with dealing with anybody like rangers and stuff who have a lot of high DPS from far away. Going into how to utilize this build, you want to always gain stealth right away, hopefully not get interrupted off of it, and you're going to try to get your sneak attack through your smoke field as much as possible. Always use your stealth, super speed gain to sort of kite out a little bit as you do eventually get hard focus quite often, especially with guys from GW2. It's going to happen. Try to get the interrupts on him to stop the res. Watch out for Hattie here, so that doesn't happen. Got the blown stuff from him. Try to get focus Hattie here. He's going to be one of the more difficult players here to get back into your stealth field for that blinds. Okay, got Hattie down here. Good Dagger Storm on him. Try to stop the res. put up here for projectile block. Next we're going to focus the Ranger. Oh, he got up somehow. I use Vengeance, not a problem. Focus on Ranger now. Okay, wrap stealth a little bit. Low one of my cooldowns here. And we got a couple more that came back. Now it's a good time to stealth and kite out a little bit. My teammate's down. And it's a good time to leave. That's pretty much the basic workings of the build. You're going to mainly be using pistol 5 with your bound dodge to gain stealth. And then try to sort of circle around a little bit and get your sneak attack to go through the blinding powder. And we were like 2v3ing there for a while. We got a couple downs and kills against people who are pretty well known as good players, and that goes to show just the absolute viability of this build. It's a very strong build based off the traits and the equipment that we use for it. It is very easy to play, very easy play style, very cheesy, and I will go ahead and give you guys my rating on whether or not I think it's broken based on specific parts. I have listed on the screen some of the best ways to beat this build. The best is reveals, whether it's Sikkim or the Warrior Shout with Engineer Skill, or even using reveal traps from Traps and Tricks Merchant. The mobs are great because they can't dodge the stealth, and then my favorite is using CC and high DPS. So I'm going to combat here, try to bait out a couple of his skills. He does stealth and use a burst on me, then I dismount and try to get a burst on him with Signature Moa, but he manages to dodge it, stealth, and get a burst on me. So I try going in for another burst. I manage to get some damage on him, but he dodges most of it, comes out with stealth and another burst. He uses Dagger Storm, so I know he's using a good bit of utility skills here, so I try to go into another burst. He ports away, and I try to go after him since I know he's using a good portion of his defensive skills. From here I manage to get some decent damage on him. He stealths and actually uses Shadow Port, so I'm going to sit and wait by his Shadow return, hoping he'll use it. He does not, and actually ends up OOCing, so I mount back up to try and bait a couple more bursts from him to get him to use up whatever skills he does have left, but he actually decides to run away from me, so I follow him. Here we kind of circle around each other a little bit. I end up dismounting him, I get that initial CC on him, and I get a good burst in. Since he was CC'd, he'd already used his Shadow Port and Shadow Return, so he doesn't have any more stun breaks, so I was able to land that full burst after CCing him. Your relationships are never meant to last. All the feelings that we shared